Look at these flags. I'm just taking a gander around the first national public museum in the world. 1759, honey. We're talking about history right here, okay? Facts. Hi. Alright, I told myself that I was gonna make a video for London. I told myself that it was gonna be different. And I wanna stick by my promise to myself. I put together footage from my weekend, everything that I decided to document. I'm gonna react to it. Then I'm gonna put together pieces from my reaction, put it all back together, and see what happens. Just have fun with it, you know? So majestic. Take a picture of it. We just had a very low-key dinner at Baba Ricard. I got the beef Wellington. It was everything we ever wanted, right? That beef Wellington? 2 thumbs up. No, but really, Baba Ricard was so good. I had made these dinner reservations months in advance. Oh, and Baba Ricard is that place that has the press for champagne buttons that are all over Instagram. If you want to have an Instagrammable moment, go there. Day 1 in London was a success, but I feel exhausted. This was my first solo trip, and that's how I'm branding it because it was my first like solo weekend. But the beginning of it was not alone. I was actually sent to London for work. It seems I trusted Yelp a little too much tonight on my decision for dinner for our team, and I suggested we come to this place, that place right over there. And it turns out this pub is all burgers. How do I bring 7 people 45 minutes away from where we're staying into central London, suggest this random gastropub, and not read the menu? Like, what is wrong with me? So I got a lot of crap for my decision. It turned out to be incredible. I had an amazing duck burger, so crisis averted. Hunties. Wow. Wow. Tonight's tourist trap sponsored by Dan. Thank you.
Pretty cool, but a lot faster than I wanted it to be.
The view from the bar at Duck and Waffle. Okay, you guys. Friday was my first day solo. I made lunch reservations for one. I put in a request for a table with a view. They put me at a window table as soon as I asked. It was like, yes, queen, let's have this meal. Let's get you some wine. I got myself a hot date. Get it? Like, I literally got myself a bacon wrap date. Can't top that. I just want to point out really quickly that Fergie lied to all of us with her music video for London Bridge. For the longest time, I thought the Tower Bridge was the London Bridge. Thanks, Fergie. I don't know why, but the street's really putting me in the mood to strut my dog. Yes. Own it, Gorge. I love you, Jonathan. Upside down. Boy, you turn me. So who is Charlie? Actually met her brother that weekend, and her brother asked me, were you guys friends when you were coworkers at Disney World, when you were lifeguards together? And I was like, honestly, not at all. I noticed that she missed the bus once. I said, do you need a ride to your dorms? Because she was in the Disney college program, so she stayed at the Disney dorms. And I gave her a ride late at night. And she said, I want to repay you. Let me buy you a Big Mac. And I'm like, oh, I've never had a Big Mac. She's like, what? I've never had a Big Mac either. So then we got a Big Mac. That's the extent of our friendship. So when I was in London, she showed me a great weekend. And no matter how many times I said, please don't get my full weight on you, she kept on saying, get your full weight on me. Full circle. From a Big Mac to a big weekend. So that is Felton House. It's Fenton House. What I know about it is that this fall, it had a pumpkin hunt, and I attended it. And that's my fact on Fenton House and Garden. I decided to walk around the neighborhood where my hostel was located. I walked all over the Swiss Cottage neighborhood and then walked my way up to the Hampstead neighborhood. I ended up walking in front of Sir Henry Cole's house. This man allegedly started a tradition for Christmas cards, so it's pretty big history right there. You know, I had heard about Camden once on Lady Gaga's iTunes Festival, and she mentioned on stage that she had gone to Camden Town to get some socks, and they look like pretty cool socks. So I said, wow, I want to go to Camden. I wasn't really impressed with Camden by day, but then I went back later on in the night. Let's go, birds!
Execution and, of course, supernatural activity. There will also be some comedy moments, though.
We did a ghost tour with Charley. She just briefly mentioned she had a ghost tour. I was like, ghost tour? Let's do it. We just drove all over the biggest hotspots in central London. Trafalgar Square and the Bank of London. And you even go across the Thames and you learn about the Fire of London. Everything with like a supernatural, spooky, like gory undertone to it. But then after being in central London with all the tourists for a while, we decided to step out for a proper night in Camden Town. Finally did it, kids.
She caught me on the counter.
It wasn't me.
Saw me kissing on the sofa.
It wasn't me.
I even had her in the shower.
It wasn't me.
She even had me on camera.
Jesus. The last day was Sunday, and I really wanted to have a solo day. I took myself out to Nando's, right near King's Cross Station, and then walked all around. Who are you? Huh. He's a railway engineer. Look at that. He was a chief mechanical engineer of the London and North East Railway. Honey. So that's who you are, Sir Herbert Nigel Gressley. That's queen. Literal queen. St. Paul's was so beautiful. First of all, okay, let me confirm before I say this. Princess Diana wedding, St. Paul's Cathedral. All right, cool. So I can say it. St. Paul's was insane. Where Princess Diana got married, okay? Right? And then I walk in there and it's just majestic. I am glad that they don't allow pictures or videos to be taken in there because that all has to be witnessed in person. Oh my god, yes, queen. This was so cool. Harry Potter is all over that city. They had ginormous versions of the wands. This walk for me that day was like St. Paul's, then immediately walking through the wands on the way to the Millennium Bridge, then get to Millennium Bridge, see all of London, and walk into the Tate Modern. Like, what an experience. Girl. I know macarons are French, but I love French macarons. And as I was walking out of St. Pancras Station, there's a La Durée, and I couldn't say no to myself. That's a happy boy right there. I spent a solid 2 hours at Tate Modern, and I barely got through 2 floors. There is so much to see, especially if you're like me and read everything. One of the pieces that really spoke to me was this piece by Sildo Meireles. It's called Babel, like the Tower of Babel. The artist is trying to exemplify all the information that we have going on in the world at the same time. Allegorically pointing to the Tower of Babel and the myth of why the people of the world speak different languages. Best part of the Tate Modern was this view. Gosh, I spent a solid 30 minutes just looking around out there. After that, I had dinner, went back to the hostel, packed, got ready. The next day, I woke up in the clothes that I had to travel in and left. My first hostel experience was amazing. Palmer's Lodge, Swiss Cottage, is the happiest hostel in the world. And they have a sign right at the entrance to prove it. You have to go there to see it though. What a weekend. But I love being home. Well, there's that. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go to the description. Check out all my socials. Follow me. Talk to me. Let me know what you think. Leave comments, please. And just, you know, have fun with it.